Hey, what's up, Sean? Quick demo video for you for your Sabertrio Valken. As you know by my post, I just got this done, so we can go over it real quick, and then I can get this out in the mail to you tomorrow when the post office is open. This installed the Proffie V2. You've got, it's going to be hard to see in the light maybe, CCSabers LEDs in there for your main PCB. You'll see that in person when you get it. I had to put it way down here. I actually put it in this neck. That way you got shine through on all these cutouts right here, so that's why it's kind of hard to see in the light right now. I did put a dome tactile on the opposite side of your switch, so you got one right here. That's your auxiliary, and then your main switch is right here. So as with the last Sabertrio saber that I did for you, I swapped out the 16 millimeter main switch. And on the last one that I did, your saber actually came apart right here or so. I think the emitter came out. So on this saber, it doesn't. This is one solid piece except for the pommel. So I had to do a little bit something different here on the switches. I actually went in on the saber, sanded down the threads so that I could epoxy in this switch. And it's held in there with some E6000. There was no good way to screw it in because these switches screw in a lot. They do a lot of revolutions, and that stresses the wire. And it was not possible for me to get to it because this is one solid piece, so that's what I had to do there. But it's nice and solid in there for you. How you get to the chassis is just open the pommel. That'll come out. You'll see your speaker, and your chassis should slide right out just like that. And then here's your chassis. Same as last time. Actually, this is the same exact chassis I used for your last Sabertrio. It fit perfectly. So your Proffie board right here. Easy access to your micro USB, but you will need to pop it up. Just pop it up like that to get to, or like that rather, to get to your SD card and snap it back down into place. There is just a tiny bit of E6000 on each side of this board. It wasn't the press fit that I normally do, so I just wanted a little something extra to hold it in place so it didn't ground out on the saber. But it's very easy to pop up if you need it, and that's part of the reason why I love that E6000 so much. Smugglers Outpost switch pixel PCB set there, and then you may not be able to see that, but the 14-pin PCB connector is in there as well, and it doesn't come out. You're running a SO Darkside speaker, so Smugglers Outpost Darkside speaker that you provided, so that's nice, and it's installed in there. Still recessed inside the chassis, so that when we use the pommel to push this up against the pins, there's no sound distortion. This never touches the speaker. All right, so let's throw a battery in. Spring aside your negative. So, I'm going to keep saying it.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
So, you got that in there? Slide that right on in. It goes in just fine. And then take your pommel and tighten everything down. You'll feel about the last thread, it's about the last thread or so where it's tightening all the pins down. I took the bolt out of your Covertech, shaved it down so that it wouldn't be in the handle socket. That was your retention screw last time for the stunt setup that you had in it. So I didn't want you having to mess with that. All shaved down and good to go. So activation. Lighten up good. Good smooth swing. Auxiliary back here. And then we'll hold down the power to turn it off. And we'll throw a blade in here real quick. It takes a 1-inch neopixel blade. So we'll throw that in there and make sure all the pins are engaged. And then we will need to use your blade retention. And we'll go over these retention screws real quick. There's 2 of them. One of them, don't touch, please. There's one down here next to your auxiliary switch. Don't touch that guy. That's what's holding your main PCB in for your NeoPixel. You only want to use this guy right here. That's your blade retention. And then to get to your sound tracks, we're just holding down for 1 second and letting go. And then you can turn the saber on while it's playing. Good flash on flash. And then the same thing to turn it off. Just hold down for 1 second and let go. And then to your next sound font, you just tap your auxiliary.
I'm right.
Good shine through on all your windows. This thing's super solid. We'll do one more.
Ascension.
Just like that, and I will take the blade out. So yeah, everything's working like it should. Super solid saber. We'll take the battery out of the chassis real quick. We'll just come back over here and unscrew this guy. With the chassis in the, with the battery in the chassis, it's got a little bit more heft. So it should just slide right out on you, just like that. Pull it out. And then from the positive side over here by your speaker, you should be able to pop it out with your finger just like that. And then we'll throw this guy in your saber for safekeeping. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, this guy will go out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right, thanks, man.